In the year 2125, humanity had long since ventured beyond Earth, colonizing planets across distant galaxies. Some planets were beautiful, others hostile. One in particular stood out, Zarthar, a planet known for its wild and untamed nature. Zarthar was home to creatures of unimaginable size and power, none more terrifying than the creature known as Orc, the apex predator. Orc was a massive beast, towering over even the largest of the native creatures. Its skin was a dark, scaled armor that glistened under the twin suns of Zarthar, eyes the color of molten lava, burned with a predatory gaze that sent shivers down the spine of even the bravest of warriors. Its teeth were as long as swords, capable of slicing through rock with ease, and its claws could shred anything that dared to challenge it. No one who had crossed its path ever returned. The planet's native species, the Zarthians, lived in constant fear of Orc. They had no means to challenge it, no weapons that could harm it. The creature ruled the wilds with an iron claw, and its name was whispered in terror. The Zarthians had long accepted that Orc was untouchable, an apex predator with no equal. But humanity was different. When the first human explorers arrived on Zarthar, they were met with the awe and fear of the Zarthians. The human ships, sleek and advanced, landed without warning, stirring both wonder and dread. The Zarthians had heard of these strange beings, humans who had conquered space and were rumored to have faced down dangers far worse than Orc. They had no idea how true those rumors were. As the humans began exploring the planet, they encountered the creatures that had once terrified the Zarthians. And when they came across Orc, the mighty beast that had ruled the land for centuries, they did something no one expected. They approached it. The Zarthians, watching from afar, held their breath as the humans calmly walked towards the towering predator. Orc, sensing the presence of intruders, rose to its full height, letting out a roar that shook the very ground beneath them. The humans stood their ground, unflinching. The Zarthians thought it was the end for the newcomers. No one had ever dared approach Orc without being torn to shreds. But then something astonishing happened. One of the humans, a young woman named Emily, extended her hand toward the giant creature. Orc paused, its molten eyes narrowing in confusion. The Zarthians watched in disbelief as Emily gently placed her hand on the creature's massive, scaly leg. Orc growled low, its enormous body tensing as it considered the strange gesture. It was not used to such behavior. The creature was used to being feared, to being avoided, yet here was this human, offering nothing but peace. The Zarthians were speechless. They had never seen anything like this before. They had lived in constant terror of Orc for centuries, and now the humans, who they thought were just another group of outsiders, were petting it. Emily spoke softly to Orc, her voice calm and steady. "It's okay," she said. "We don't want to hurt you." The Zarthians watched, unsure of what was happening. Had the humans somehow tamed the beast, or was it just a temporary truce? Whatever it was something the Zarthians had never imagined possible. Over the next few days, the humans continued to interact with Orc. They learned its behaviors, observed its movements, and slowly began to understand its way of life. They offered it food, not as an attempt to tame it, but as a show of trust. Orc, in turn, seemed to soften, its once bloodthirsty nature gradually giving way to curiosity. The beast no longer acted as a predator, but as a giant, misunderstood animal. The Zarthians, too, watched from the shadows. They had always believed that Orc was an unstoppable force, a creature that could never be reasoned with. Yet the humans, with their strange ways, had done the impossible. They had connected with the beast in a way no one else had. As weeks passed, the humans formed an unlikely bond with Orc. They taught it tricks, and in return, Orc allowed them to ride on its back. The humans, despite the danger it posed, treated the predator with kindness and respect, something that no other species had dared to do. The Zarthians, who had once feared the creature, now looked upon it with a sense of wonder. They began to see Orc in a new light. It was not just a killing machine. It was a creature that, perhaps, simply needed understanding. It needed to be treated with care, not as a threat, but as a fellow being in the vast universe. The news of the human success spread across Zarthar like wildfire. The once feared apex predator was now a symbol of the human's extraordinary ability to tame even the most dangerous forces of nature. The Zarthians, inspired by what they had witnessed, began to look at their own world in a different way. They realized that fear and violence were not always the answer. Sometimes understanding and compassion were all it took to create harmony. Years later, humanity's relationship with Orcs became a legend, not just among the humans, but across Zarthar. The tale of the humans who tamed the apex predator was passed down through generations, a reminder that strength was not always about brute force. It was about understanding, connection, and the ability to see the world through another's eyes. And so Orc, the once feared beast, became a symbol of peace, standing proudly beside the humans who had shown it that not every creature in the universe was meant to be feared. Some, like Orc, only needed to be understood. The Zarthians, too, had learned that there was more to life than domination and survival. In the end, they had all been changed by the humans' simple act of kindness, and the galaxy had been made just a little bit smaller. As the humans left Zarthar to continue their travels through the stars, they knew that they had left behind something more important than just a story. They had left behind a legacy, a reminder that even the most fearsome predator could be tamed, not with weapons, but with the power of understanding and compassion. The galaxy would never be the same again. And so, everyone shook in fear of the apex predator, until the humans came and showed them that even the fiercest creatures could be tamed with kindness.